must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
It is ridiculous and it is against the laws of nature that we can have somebody sitting pretty who takes home more money than the credible entrepreneur who is doing actual production of goods and services.
We always say it as it is.
It is only in this country that when a thief is arrested, you hear elders from their tribe saying, "He is our son and he is our thief."
If you are deviant and I call you leader,
Yes.
probably you are already a leader, but you are leading in the wrong direction.
We want to see the role of the youth
Yeah.
in the security,
Yes.
governance,
Yes.
and development.
The youth that I meet and work with here, you know, we call them the millennials and X's and Y's, this and that. They don't necessarily want to live like their fathers and grandfathers,
Yes.
do business like their fathers and grandfathers. They're more independent, they're better educated, and they're the ones that are making everything move in this region.
We look at the issues, we talk about issues that impact people's lives in Africa.
The African peoples themselves continue to cheer bad leaders, and because they cheer them on, they continue to be misled.
Let me ask you, doctor, would you rather be somebody who does not enjoy so much freedom but you are rich?
Yes.
Or you'd rather be poor who you are actually imprisoned by the poverty itself?
My goal is not to come here and say, I want the majority ownership, I want to own this, I want to own that, I want to do this. My goal is we all make money and we're all happy, and I help build a big business here.
Punchline is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa.
Today, thousands and thousands of Africans and many countries in Africa have conflicts. Notably, from Libya, Cameroon, Nigeria, Biafra, and the Boko Haram, to Democratic Republic of Congo, of where we have seen a resurgence of the past military and conflicts coming back in that country. Hundreds and hundreds of people have been displaced, killed, maimed, tortured, raped, several of them dying of hunger, starvation, and other natural causes. The fighting seems not to be ending. For the sake of Libya, the Libyan recognized international government is under siege in Tripoli from another faction recognized by Egypt, France, UAE, and other countries. Whereas the one in Tripoli is recognized by the UN, it has been bombarded, has been strangulated, and many millions of Libyans are dying of hunger, lack of water. The water system has been cut off. The bombardment goes on. In Democratic Republic of Congo, we've seen more of active rebel activities returning to the region after some silence has been observed. When we come to Cameroon, we see millions and millions of Amazonians slaughtered. Yet, when you come to Biafra, again millions and hundreds of millions and millions are worried, displaced, tortured by the Buhari regime. Yet again in the north, we see Boko Haram killing, maiming, abducting, and burning down villages in the same Nigeria. When you cross over to Central African Republic, the same is the history that has littered Africa. While all these events are taking shape, Africa is silent. Africa is not making enough efforts to find a solution to what is causing the problems in Libya, in DRC, in Cameroon, in Nigeria, Biafra, and now you add in Khartoum, Sudan. As people die, the people of Africa have no answers, have no solutions. There is nothing to endear to bring an end to the conflicts that have killed Africa. We seem to be new ones manufactured, old ones reignited, encouragement coming from external powers. One power that has been seen in the shadows of all these conflicts, especially the one of Libya that has escalated in the Saharan region of Africa, is France. When you come to Democratic Republic of Congo, the same country is in the shadows. The war can be seen is France. When you come to Cameroon, in the Amazonia, the one behind that has the key to bringing peace is France. Therefore, our question as Africans, why are we silent? Why are we not saying enough is enough of the wars? Thank you. Good morning, viewers, wherever you are in Africa. Thank you very much, all of you in Africa, in Europe, in Cairo, preparing for today's opening ceremony of AFCON. The football that brings us together, but as soon as we finish, we leave the Cairo, we shall go in different directions. Africa today will be united. This is Good Morning Africa. With me in the studio is none other than the smiling ever friend of mine, the only lady from both countries, Germany and Game and Kenya, Miriam Ogutu. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Dr. Matanga.
Thank you very much. I look somber.
You look somber.
Somber mood, painful,
What happened?
anguished.
Those are very big words. What happened?
Anguished.
Anguished.
Because of Africa. Events in Africa tell a story of a situation that I have never seen before. I'm pained because Africa is silent. I'm pained because Africa is silent about Cameroon, Amazonia. What is happening in Amazonia pains me. What happens in Nigeria, Biafra, pains me. What is happening in Egypt pains me. What happens in Algeria pains me. What happens in Khartoum pains me. What is happening in Democratic Republic of Congo pains me. That's the pain. I get that pain every morning, every night. As I go to my sunset days, that once Africa can rise and look at its problems, how many of us will be left to advocate for this continent such that it gets out of the malaise that has been pumped on it by external forces that are non-African? I am anguished because of that. I'm pained because of that. I'm injured because of that. All those adjectives describe one thing: the lack of patriotism towards our continent. We have plenty of minerals, we have plenty of resources, we have plenty of water untapped. We leave it to flow to the oceans. We don't tap it to use it for our irrigation. We don't tap it to use it for our future generation. We don't store these forests. We cut the timber as if there is nothing coming again tomorrow. We are pained. I am pained as an African whose age is going, that we left nothing back for the generations coming before us. I'm pained. That's why this morning we shall look at the week that it was. We are not going to beat about the bush. We have selected the countries in Africa to use as case study on the week that it was. Cameroon, Nigeria, Biafra, Kenya is the first one, shall take some time on it. Zimbabwe, Sudan, South Sudan, Cameroon, Biafra, Nigeria, Uganda, Egypt, Somalia, and Tanzania. Those are the countries we are going to look at today, this morning, for the next 2 hours. Get your pen, get your book, get your coffee, get your tea, wherever you are in Europe. Let's go. Let's start. My going towards that route is to find out what really took place. What can we learn from the experience from Sunday, when President Uhuru Kenyatta was categorical, delivered a topic that has taken people, not yet cooled down. And this morning, President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Eldoret.
He's going to
and I can hear several MPs, including my friend Chepkon. Yes. Yes, he's done very well. He said no. He's supposed to President Uhuru Kenyatta. He's from the Rift Valley. He doesn't care what people want to talk. He's with him. He speaks very different English, by the way. Have you ever interviewed him?
Not yet.
So, there are many people. But the problem that faces the people of Eldoret and the Rift Valley is the question of their maize. I hope the president will not forget that. a few years ago, a few months ago, can we get the clip of those elders crying? Because we speak with facts.
And the president had to go there to
yes,
listen to them.
We want the elders who cried to cry today. Because the subject cannot be washed and we walk as if the dam water is gone, the money is around. The maize scandal. The traders who bought, the merchants who bought maize from a neighboring country and other countries, removed even it up in Uganda. There is now an inquiry on National Cereals Board. Where did the maize go? They heaped the stores. The farmers' maize still remains as we speak today. And you cannot tell us that this is an issue to wash out of, under the carpet. Those old men, the old guys, they were there. The men of the Rift Valley stood up. It is not Raila Odinga. It is not who. Don't bring any politics. It's a straightforward thing. Our maize has not been bought. But people have brought maize to fill the National Cereals Board.
Yes.
What is the problem, Mr.? That's the question. Even if the president does not address it, even if he doesn't address it satisfactorily in that region, that's the thing that is creating people what we call heart attack. Mm-hmm. People have maize, the price of maize, because of the inflated maize imported illegally, illegal imports of maize that has stocked itself in those areas, mm-hmm. The price of maize has dropped.
Has dropped, yes, and the farmers really.
And that the farmers pay a lot on.
Use a lot of money.
Yes. So anybody who thinks I am against anyone, your problem. Go to hang. I'm talking the truth about the maize. The farmers, these are our neighbors. They rely on that food crop.
That is the country's food basket.
Yes. And if the Rift Valley does not produce the food, what shall we eat?
The rest of us.
Avocados. We are not Chinese. Avocado to us is just a by the way.
It's a fruit. So
once in a while somebody say by the way, niweke avocado mbili. It is not a must you eat avocado like a Chinese. Jamen, these are the hard things that Kenyans must face. I hope these elders again cry today, mm-hmm. and tell the president the truth. If they are allowed to come on the microphone, they tell the truth. They say, mzee, iko watu hapa wenye waliiba mahindi. Walileta mahindi. Don't stop them. Yes, the president said uniforms, local manufacturing, mm-hmm. is the basis of our economy in Kenya.
Yes.
Or the economy of East Africa depends on local industries. People had connived to import uniforms for police. Mr. Kwango and the Mr. Manke business stopped it. Mm-hmm. You remember the Kwango what?
Yes, earlier this year.
Yes, these Kwangos, mm-hmm. and the Kwangos and this. Play that. One of those videos, if you are ready, please. For our viewers to refresh their minds. Mm-hmm. Because we knock people, Miriam, on points. The difference between our television and the others is we really bring it to the doorstep. Mm. If you say you disagree with it, Miriam, it's up to you.
Yes.
Because journalism also, as they teach you, you're a journalist, they teach you also to be candid. And they let the truth. That's why you find most of the journalists in the world are being killed.
It's just facts and truth.
Yes. People assassinate journalists. Because a journalist who is assassinated is the truth teller. Mm-hmm. You have seen Russia assassinating journalists.
A lot of them.
Imprisoning journalists. Taking them because they have found the truth.
Why are you going so far? Let's just stop at Egypt and see what.
Yes, in Egypt, we have assassinated many. Mm-hmm. Imprisoned many.
Even today, yes.
Even up to today. Mm-hmm. Because the truth, they are telling the truth. When you're a journalist and an investigative journalist, tell the truth and die with it. I have never kept quiet from telling the truth about African Union. And Miriam, I want to promise you that on Monday, I have a dossier again.
About the African Union.
Oh, I have a good one.
What is it?
Wagwan. I can't tell you.
Can you give us a tip?
No.
Okay.
I have a dossier. It's done. Very big this time. Say you didn't. We have it again. So you tell the truth. I don't work for African Union. I check African Union.
So
and I don't need to be given powers to check African Union. There you are, the farmers are there. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to that tape. The farmers are there in the Rift Valley telling the truth to the senators who visited them.
Swali kizuri, Kiingereza kizuri, lakini hakuna inakuishia sanduku ya Senate. Recommend, wewe unajua kusungumuza sana, sungumuza mahindi leo. Mahindi ilitoka kwa Mexico, ilikuwa ya nani?
Mumekuja hapa kututanganya. Mumekuja hapa kutuweka sisi merry-go-round. Yeah? Maneno ya 2022 watu wetu nakupa hapa ribarol kama nzike. Yeah? Sisi tuko na tabu ya kutosha. Hii watu mnapoona namna hii tuna tabu. Mahindi ndani ya sito, mahindi ndani ya cereal, mahindi sasa tayari kwa shamba, na mnakuja tu kutuchekelea haki ya Mungu.
Zikiagizwa hakuna deni, wanalipwa mbeleni. Yeah? Lakini ikiwa mwana Kenya inakuwa ni deni. Inakuwa ni deni. Sasa mamlaka ya serikali ni kwanza ni kuhudumia wa Kenya. Na mimi hii ni aibu kubwa sana. Kwa sababu tumepata mafuta, sasa kama mambo ya mahindi vimetushinda, mambo ya mafuta tutaweza kweli?
Mahindi inaingia kiholela kutoka nchi jirani. Na sisi tukaambia wale viongozi ambao wanalinda mpaka, serikali ya Kenya haikutumia ushuru wa mwananchi kujenga magala ya cereals board kusaidia mkulima wa nchi jirani. Wanakuja gorogoro moja sasa Bungoma ni shilingi 9. Kwa sababu mkulima hana pa kupeleka chakula chake.
And we want to do something once and for all. Hatutaki vile ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Tirena amesema turudi kila saa kwa hii hole.
Viewers, as you hear from that clip, you see for yourself the cries of the people of the Rift Valley.
The farmers over there.
The farmers, the poor farmers who have educated the same senators on their money, on maize money. Their maize the people have imported maize from very far, heaped the region, then the maize from the farms is rotting. It has been rotting. The situation never improved. The situation was done piecemeal. The situation goes on. President gave orders and order and order. President told them, go and do this. Go and give pay. People never paid these farmers. That's Kenya for you. Some of them still have the maize. Some of them have maize at home. They have lost. They have given up. Now today we are told there is 1.5 million. Miriam, take it from there. 1.5 million
bags of maize
being imported.
From where?
And yet we have not finished buying the maize of the farmers in Kitale and Eldoret and Nandi and the other areas. No.
Every time I watch that video, I get very upset as a Kenyan, and understanding that manufacturing or supporting local production is one of the key pillars that can really get us to a very stable economy, and also help us, especially in that sector of agriculture, have food security in this country. So these people, farming it takes a lot of money to get tractors to plow the land and then get the fertilizers, get the seeds, and have by the time the crop is ready for harvest, and even harvesting time, it costs a lot of money. So you use all this money, all this input, and then hoping and knowing that the government is, because you've been supplying the NCPB for a very long time, then all of a sudden your maize is not being taken. You hear a lot of people earned, one family, I don't know, earned 7 million. That lady plus the son and the daughter, one family, was it 700 million Kenya shillings thereabout? It's very sad, and I get upset every time. And what happens, and I think the most part that is really disturbing is the leadership of that area. You'd think this should be their priority. Empowering their people should be a priority, even to the local governments. But they are the ones who are conniving with these traders. They are the ones who are conniving with the cartels, bringing the maize from outside the country. And it has been claims that a lot of maize came from Uganda, and some of it has been substantiated. So I get upset even with the leadership of that area, just to start with. And really, do they mean well even for the people of that area? And they know when this place, the Rift Valley, if they do not, the production goes low or they don't produce much, then the country will be at stake, because they are the food basket of this country. So you would think that would be a priority.
Thank you very much. It is waiting to happen. But President Uhuru Kenyatta today is in the region. President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday gave a fund for 100 million for youth.
Where?
In the Radisson Blue Hotel yesterday. Very powerful function. In conjunction with MasterCard. You can have access with MasterCard.
Okay.
If you have MasterCard, you can utilize, you can borrow, you can be given.
Is it like the youth fund that we've been given?
No, this is now an African, overall African youth. Yes. It is there to roll out people to start small enterprises, so on and so forth.
But have they checked the youth fund and what was the failure, and what have they done research? And because youth fund has been a major failure, and we've seen a lot of young people who are put in those positions ended up enriching themselves, and many youth who are supposed to benefit from that did not benefit. So when I hear such, I'm a bit skeptical. You'll excuse me for that, because of the record we have in this country. So have they really done a research and seen why did that other one not work? Why did that other one not benefit the youth that was supposed to benefit? And now they're putting up another fund, 100 billion. Is it a cash cow for a few individuals who take advantage of that? I'm sure the president means well. I'm sure the people who had that in mind means well. But will the people who are supposed to benefit from that fund, 100 billion Kenya shillings, really benefit from it?
For the youths, yes. And I don't know what happens. The youths themselves don't talk about it. The youths have, some of the youths have gone there. They fictitiously got the loans. They disappeared with some of the loans. It also hampers the work of the people. It teaches the people also to start stealing. If you are not bringing back 50,000, they have loaned you to create a kiosk, and you have not created a kiosk. You have eaten even the timber of the kiosk itself, plus the money. That is what is happening about the youth. Also, the blame cannot squarely go on the government. Some of the youth get involved in other activities, drinking, drugs, and so on, and kill the money. And this is something that we must criticize all over Africa. It happens, the youth are the ones who get themselves messed up. Some jobs are available, some are not available. It is true that we've lost some, we've gained some, but there is a progress towards total emancipation of the youth in Africa.
And just on what you've added here, the paper says the 5-year program is divided into 3 sections, namely enhancing technical and vocational educational training, and financing small businesses and entrepreneurs, and training the youth to use of digital technology. So this is going through that, and they're working with 2 banks, that is KCB and Equity. Will this act as a safeguard to make sure that they're able to follow up on?
Yes, because once you have a Huduma number, Miriam, what you are talking, you have a point. But this is coming to an end. Once the Huduma numbers start flowing, Baba, hakuna pale utakimbia. If you have gone to the MasterCard, they have lent money in the bank, they will give you, you bring your program. You bring your program and say, I am going to do a kiosk, 5 kiosks. One will supply charcoal, the other one will supply meat, the other one will supply. There is work in this Africa. If you go and create your kiosk and get 2 iron flats, 2 iron flats, they call them iron flat. The one that iron our clothes we are wearing. 2 kiosks, government gives you 50,000. and you iron clothes in the rural where you are. There are people who are so lazy in Africa. There are women who are lazy.
Maybe they just.
There are even men who are lazy. I'm telling you.
Maybe they're just busy.
They have no time.
Yes.
The time schedule is so tight.
Yes.
They will drop you the shirts. You wash in the morning. They collect the shirts in the afternoon or the following day. You buy a dryer. You buy a washing machine. You buy electricity, which has gone everywhere in this world. Kenya, at least most of the places have electricity. There are few places that electricity is not there.
The few miles really made sure.
Where electricity fails, you buy a standby generator. That 50,000 can buy a generator of 10,000. You build a kiosk, you buy buses, iron flat, get 3 youths. I'm teaching work here. That's what some of us used to do. In London, I had a van, and I gave one gentleman, a Ugandan, to be collecting clothes from Ugandan houses. And we advertised. He could take them, go and dry them, iron them, he delivers. That's 5-6 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. My God.
But in London, I would
wait.
They don't have laundromats.
They do, but some people have no time.
Or it's not accessible sometimes.
No, you have no time.
Okay.
To iron, to do what? You don't have a house girl in London.
Yes.
That Ugandan guy, I want to see where you are. You must be alive. I think he had a problem. He left London, but your son, wherever he is, contact me. I raised that guy. He used to travel all over London collecting cloth. Moses Sereko, you are hearing me. Call that, look for that boy. Give him my number. He made money. Imported cars. He did what? I gave him on the 300 pounds. He said, Muse, I will get a van. I will put in this. He put rails in this. He collects bags. And you know, those days there were bags. This is house number 2, Crowley. This is house number 4, Croydon. This is house number 4, Brixton. That is creation of work. Wazungu created work that way. We in Africa, the youth, wait. We only complain. We want demonstration. And when we demonstrate, we remove that government, and the one we are bringing in is the same thieves. Tell me, what are you going to bring in Sudan? What are you bringing in Sudan that was not under Bashir? The clerical officers eating are under Bashir, all of them.
That's what the protesters don't want.
And what the protesters were born by who? Protesters in Sudan were born by who? Tell me, Miriam, who produced this protest?
When you know better, you do better. The fact that system was there doesn't mean now you have to.
But the protesters,
it's not working.
The same fathers are the ones who produced the protesters.
But they know better now, the protesters.
No, they don't.
They're exposed and they.
Have you seen what happened? Have you seen regime change which took place in Liberia? Let's talk about Liberia, Mama. Let's talk. Bring it back. Where the footballer told us that Salif was a corrupt lady. No sooner had Where jumped on power, Where became the most corrupt, vicious, stupid president on Africa.
And we have so many of them.
Yes. Now, even if you change...
He did not topple the government. He was elected.
Tell me.
So they should correct that in the next election.
Tell me now, in Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta finishes his term. Have you seen the people, angling for it?
3 years is still so far.
Have you seen the people?
There could be another person that we don't know yet.
A matrix.
He told us. Remember
yesterday?
Yes,
matrix.
So I'm not worried about.
Thank you.
We have 3 years.
But we have a problem here in Africa.
3 years is a lot.
Listen to Marema. Evidence that has come. I used to tell you here, and you thought I was a joker. I told you Marema was receiving.
That is not true.
Okay, Mama.
I did not say you.
Today I'm on you.
But just don't put words on my mouth.
No, I'm saying you. Say no. Okay.
I'm ready for you. So you bring it.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Look at the youth. You can create your own employment with 50,000 shillings from the MasterCard of the president, which they launched yesterday. They give you, you put a kiosk in Ngara, and that kiosk is to collect dirty clothes, iron, wash, iron, and send them. You see, send them. And a man comes in the evening, you say your cloth was 25 shillings. And I've ironed them, they are here, please check them. You have got your 25. If you do 25, about 100 clothes, shirts for 25 or for 5 shillings, how much money have you collected a day?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's enough to keep you.
By the end of 5 months, you are looking at extending with cemented block and another 2 machines. That is how the man who washes machines, the machine man who brought machines in London, those big things where we throw clothes, unfortunately for me, I don't wash in those machines because my skin is very sensitive. Sorry.
Then you change the detergent.
Nyambie.
You change the detergent
mama.
and the fabric softener so that it
fabric itaweza kutoa germs za watu wengine. Wacha. Those machines kila mzungu anatupa huko. Sitaki. I refused.
For the laundry.
Up to today, this shirt you see of David Nyekora Kimatsanga, hand washed.
Yeah, it's a
hand washed, and myself. Sitaki kuweka machine. There is only machine in my house. It's only my wife and my daughter, they use them. But David Matanga, myself, because I am remained with only one daughter and who is in the house, the rest are gone, and I wash with my hands. You hear that? I wash with my hands. I don't wash. I don't give chance to people to wash for me. And then tomorrow, I ask my people, here I wash with my hands, hand wash. Because I'm busy on work here, I tell someone to wash, not to take. In this compound, we have we have, in this compound, we have a machine where you throw everything. How can I throw with this? No! I have credibility on that. So such a thing can create employment. Youth will go to MasterCard, to Barclays, to Equity, apply for these loans. It's 100 billion shillings there. MasterCard has partnered up with this to lend to people. That's why you need what we call the Huduma number. In Zimbabwe, which we are coming next after Kenya, you can do anything, but you will not steal the bank and run away. Because Zimbabwe has a Huduma number. The identity card of Zimbabwe is metallic.
You know, even here you really can't run away.
No, you run.
Here you
people run. Mama, you cannot, you say you cannot run away. Because people have not paid student loan, help.
That is different. They don't have jobs.
It's not different.
They don't have jobs, a lot of them.
Then even those who have got jobs.
So maybe they can go.
No, even those who have got jobs cannot pay student loan. Yes. In London, if you have, the only thing that can pay you is a student loan man chasing you. What address you go, which address? The student loan will write it to you. Sir, you still have our something small.
Yes.
Which shows you went to school in London. Okay? People who have been in London know this. Those watching me from anywhere in Australia, Huduma number, the national insurance number. National insurance number is for London. A PIN is for United States. TIN is for Uganda. And in Kenya, they call it what? The KRS PIN number. You call it like Americans. Yes.
The PIN number,
in UK is national insurance number. It starts with PW. Anybody who is in UK knows PW means the national insurance number. That one can look for you in the world. Hata kama unafichana forest of Garamba, itakutoa. If there is internet there, wanasema PW, wewe msuru unalipa wapi? What do you survive on? What do you survive on in London? When you don't have work, you must go and sign somewhere that you are a vagabond. You have no work. And that is the type of life that we want in Africa. That's the type of life Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is trying to set for this continent, for this country. Elsewhere, African leaders are struggling, but the youth must also show some entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Some zeal to wake up and set up, have ideas.
And be innovative.
You can believe that, viewers, wherever you are watching, this studio was done by myself. In terms of architectural rearrangement. And Miriam can give me coffee.
It's called decor. Or it has to have a big name. Architectural rearrangement.
I am trying to be Otieno Mark.
Okay.
Architectural area, decoration.
Decor.
Decor. Yes, later admit I did the decor.
Okay.
Internal mechanism of wooding, pitting. I do DIY. Do it yourself in London. If a padlock is broken, your wife will call you and say, my padlock is broken, Jermaine. You can't, if you call a man to fix your padlock in London, that is 150 pounds in 1 hour. Locksmith. Because locksmith has to go and get permission from the police. Because this locksmith could be opening people's houses everywhere.
Yes.
So these are some of the things that are taking place in our developed countries, which Africans must bring. In Kenya again,
yes.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his convention at Okurino, you saw what he talked?
Yes.
It left so many Kenyans.
Yes, it has been the headlines.
A headline throughout the week.
Yes, politics.
This week it was. When I read the first one, you got the second one.
Yes. Now, the Director of Criminal Investigations has accused Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu's lawyer of lying to court to stop his trial over 60 million Kenya shillings fraud. Through an affidavit filed by Inspector Arthur Onyango, the DCI argued that Mr. Stanley Muluvi lied that police raided his office to illegally arrest him and obtain evidence, yet he voluntarily presented himself and offered the material that was relied on to charge him and Justice Mwilu. And according to the investigator, Mr. Muluvi was not being prosecuted for being Justice Mwilu's lawyer, but because there is evidence that they colluded to defraud Imperial Bank and the Kenya Revenue Authority through tax evasion. So he was an accomplice.
I told you. I told you. I told you. Mwilu, park and the ship. Have you seen the trouble? Give me a credit. I am your brother. Give me a credit. I told you, Mwilu, if I were Deputy Chief Justice Mwilu of Kenya, park and the ship, you are denting the court. Have you seen? They didn't obtain this overdraft from her home. These things, statements were obtained from another bank. And she was being queried in as one of those suspects from the bank.
As a suspect, yes.
Yes! The trial judges erred. Why do you wait here? Get your compensation for your, what is it called, package? Retirement package. Go. You still have about 200 million to carry. She has 200 million to carry if she resigned now. But when she is fixed by this affidavit, she might carry zero.
Because the DPP or the office of the DPP said they're still following after the ruling was made in court. They were not very happy.
Not anybody, anyone who has gone to school, except those who are drained, mentally drained like Orengo.
Because his lawyer had come out to say, you know,
his lawyer is Orengo.
This one here, that what is his name? Mr. Muluvi. He had come out to say, now that you've let the DCJ out of the hook, why am I still under investigations? My name needs to be cleared. And the police has come out and said, no, actually he's colluded, according to the reports, together with the DCJ Mwilu. They colluded to defraud the Imperial Bank and the Kenya Revenue Authority through tax evasion. So the case seems to be, it's not going anywhere soon, and the police is still on it.
Police is on it because it is very simple. They have not made, it is not the police that said it has a problem with Mwiru. Mwiru was, by the way, when the police were investigating the banks, they found the documents in the bank and they collected those documents. Isn't it what the affidavit is saying? And by virtue of those documents, they asked the Chief Justice, please, come and give us information. In those documents, they discovered letterheads of the judiciary had been used to obtain a loan.
And has been used illegally.
Illegally. Okay. To obtain a loan without the consent of the Chief Justice. And yesterday, Chief Justice, Deputy Chief Justice Mwiru said her problems are from the Chief Justice. You saw, she was complaining that the Chief Justice was the problem against her cases. He was doing that to eliminate her from the race of taking over as a Chief Justice. So, if the documents are found somewhere else, police are tracing back and they discover that one of the documents in the bank was filed by the current Deputy Chief Justice. The court should have introduced that in court so that the lawyers discuss whether these exhibits were got legally or illegally. So that's why the police have gone there. Thank you. And let's look at our comments on Kenya. So far, President Uhuru is going to be in Nakuru. Yes, in Eldoret. He's already there, I think.
He's opening the river tax.
Opening a very good factory to make uniforms in East Africa.
There, so they're reviving it.
It was there.
It was there.
But the Moi University this time took it.
Took over the management.
Yes. No, bought it.
They bought it.
And the government injected in cash.
That's good.
The men there, you have done a good job. If they had given to someone would have eaten. There. Wako hapo. Wise. They are thieves. You see, if you had given this money to people and said let it go to UG governorship office to overlook. You see, they gave to Moi University strictly. The loans were passed through Moi University. It has produced. Good results.
Yes.
We used to watch River Tex. I had an auntie who used to be in Eldoret in 1977. When I was 78, when I was escaping Idi Amin, I passed through her home, somewhere near the railway up there.
In Eldoret.
Hey, I lived there. I know that place for a long time. Before coming slowly by trailer, on a Somali trailer to Nairobi. Mama, metembea.
That's how you arrived in Nairobi.
That's how I arrived in Namanga.
You're welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So read some of the things. There are certain people saying they don't watch me anymore, but they are here. I don't know who that one is saying, and being replied by my good friends. If you don't watch me, I don't eat, I don't fight, I don't use violence. I am only telling the truth. If you don't watch me, you miss me.
All right.
I'm the only African who tells Biya the truth. Paul Biya.
Okay.
Buhari. Assisi. Museveni. Everybody. I tell them. You have overstayed. And the time is coming out. But you don't need to go and fight him because Ugandans have elected him. Does his term end? And if the term ends and he stays, and his party has elected him, do I kill him? It is his party. Why don't we organize our parties? And then they go and compete and unite like a Raila United Parties here. They took 6 million votes. Our parties in Uganda don't take even 1 million. Wapi? So you want me to do what? I can't fight for such parties. If they were united, they could take a chunk of the Ugandan vote, like a 4.5. I like Chamisa. A bit.
Oh, you like Chamisa today?
No, I like a bit of his. Chamisa's votes were 2 point something. and Mnangagwa's votes were 3 point something.
And he's saying the 2 point something was not exactly his
Yes.
vote. He believes it.
Okay, but in Uganda, we are beaten from very far. Very far. When you look at the votes that Museveni gets.
And I have a very, you're coming to Uganda, it's part of what
it looks you have been waiting for me.
No, there's some very interesting news about Uganda.
Yes.
You'll be shocked. You'll be I don't know, surprised pleasantly, but it's interesting that Uganda actually is now as the one that is sort of helping Somalia with its elections coming next year, and teaching it to make sure that it's having a democratic election next year. That is wonderful. Uganda is doing that to Somalia. So we have that news when we'll be talking about Uganda. But J4 bin Louis Atebio saying, this is my own opinion. I think Africa should look beyond the governance. Why out of 53 countries in Africa, no one is at peace, and every day on streets, I believe the colonial master is the problem. Madalena Awad, you're saying, I'm South Sudanese, Australian. Please talk about our issues in South Sudan. East African leaders, they are not serious about issues of tribe. President Kiir, Arabs killing our innocent Dinkas. We have been sweating by these evils, killers, militias. I think we have something on South Sudan. So please, I hope you continue keeping watching us, and we'll come to that. We are just through with Kenya news, and we'll come to that. Max Rutsitso, thank you so much. You good morning.
Max Rutsitso from Zimbabwe. We are coming to Zimbabwe next.
And then
maybe the people who did not hear,
yes,
let me do it for them loudly now. We are now finishing Kenya.
We're done.
We are coming to Zimbabwe. Next is Sudan. Next is South Sudan.
Yes.
Cameroon. Cameroon, Ambazonia is next after South Sudan.
Yes.
Then Biafra, Nigeria is next after Cameroon. Then we come to my beloved country Uganda.
Yes.
Next after Nigeria. Then we come to the butcher of Africa, where AFCOM is being held,
Egypt.
And yet there is no network. It goes on killing people. There is no internet. The Kenyan players are complaining they can't see.
They've taken the democracy over there.
Yes, no, everybody.
That's going to be a problem.
People who are in Cairo, my correspondent in Cairo from tomorrow, Nganga Alice, will be telling us why internet in Cairo is not sufficient. Then why did we give them our AFCOM to host? There are countries in Africa where internet, we could have taken it to South Africa. Because South African internet doesn't let you down.
Ours is still better than
Kenya.
South Africa. Ours is leading actually. So Libya.
Okay. Then we say it again, Egypt.
Egypt, and then we come to Libya.
Libya,
yes.
The burning spear, which is burning still today.
Yes, and
nobody is talking about it.
And also the new developments between Kenya and Somalia around. Now, the Arabs have come out and said, Kenya, you need to keep off the Arab League. And we'll talk about that when we talk about
I told you.
And Tanzania.
I told you that the ministry that keeps on moving in handbag, can you see where the problem is coming?
And Tanzania, yes.
There you are.
But also, just before we leave Kenya, we were talking about some other issues in Kenya. I saw there that we want to close down the Dadaab camp that has been hosting the biggest refugees, especially from Dadaab, from Somalia.
Tomorrow, today, yesterday
was the Refugees Day,
and I gave my statement. I support refugees everywhere in the world. Because I am myself, I was a product of a refugee status. Today, I am proudly endorsed to the government of Republic of Her Majesty the Queen that offered me the refugee, resettled, and arranged me as a human being. As a refugee, and I also take the opportunity to thank the Kenyan people because most of us passed through Kenya in order to get to where we are. We thank you very much for hosting the correct people who should be hosted in their countries. A refugee must not use his station or where he has been resettled to launch attacks against the state where he came from. That's why at times on this program, I rarely talk about Uganda people force me to talk about Uganda.
Which people?
Especially Miriam. They force me to talk about Uganda, but I have been very honest. I leave it as it is. I am now resettled. I have identity in the world.
We are going to talk about you.
Yes,
so you're not
I have identity in the world.
But still.
34 years ago, I lost identity. But now I have identity. I have the guts. I went to school and I have tools of analysis. Whether Mr. Benson Mongere or who, you want to talk about me, thank you. You add value by talking, criticizing, giving me the impetus to change my behavior, to change my format. That is what it means. Because you can't be fully all the time right. But if you come in a different way trying to disorganize me and my program, I have a full package of insults that I don't care, but only Miriam can restrain me. So when you are seeing this television, we are here exchanging. Whatever pains you about me, write it. Tell us we correct.
I think some of our viewers there must have handled him. Hussein Baragot, yes, you're coming to Somalia towards the end of the show. But also just before we leave Kenya, Doctor, there's something here that almost skipped my mind. And this is the United States Secret Service yesterday confirmed that 2 billion Kenya shillings found stashed in a safe deposit box belonging to Eric Otieno, a Dede at Barclays Bank branch, some times back, was fake. So they have confirmed. So apparently we're wondering, where was this money,
$2 million.
The one, do you remember the one that was found?
I told you, but I said here.
And so he was saying that the money is
correct.
Right. So he wanted, So he was asking.
So the FBI and America came in. They collected him also. He was there when they were testing the money. Cheap theft, muizi. A thief tries to turn around to say that money was. Now that. Since he had known the loopholes. And the people who tell these guys the loopholes. The Ogendas. Ogenda and the other group. They tell these thieves the loophole. Including Orengo. Your senator. He's also not a very good person.
My senator is Mike Mbuvi here.
No, Orengo from where you come.
I live here. I vote here.
Yes.
Please, don't throw me under
Thank you. She has now thrown the Orengo under the bus.
You're throwing me under the truck. That's even worse.
Our senator, our governor is.
Our governor Mike.
Your senator is Johnson Sakaja.
I like him.
How do you fail to like him?
He's a gentleman.
He's flat. A gentleman?
He's very quiet.
Yes. Okay. He's my son, so I can't comment. He's 29 years when I started seeing him. 26. So he's my son.
Yeah.
He's my son in the heart. I can't explain anything more than that.
Because there's nothing.
So I can't say anything about Sakaja ever.
There's not much.
I only call him at night and reprimand him.
At night?
Yes.
Okay, let's just go to Zimbabwe.
Usually at night is when parents reprimand their boys grown up. Don't reprimand the boy during daytime.
Okay, good.
He'll run wild.
Okay.
I'm now teaching you. Tell Baba, msianze kuback at that boy during daytime.
Back at night.
Yes, munam collect unasema Jeremy, where have you been? Then ataanza explanation. Because all boys come home late. During that time,
by late you mean 6 p.m.
Listen, during that time, you will not see if you have boys. They are busy wanting to know, Dad, what can I do? What can I do? You on Saturday start cleaning the compound. The boy will leave his bed as it is with his night pajamas to stand and watch. He wants to do something. The girl during that time will be very sleepy. Girls start acting late at night.
Okay.
You think she's in the room. She has gone.
For a sleepover.
Sleepover.
Okay.
Now sleepover has become, now do you know there is a very big sleepover? By the way, today's show is also mixed with sense of humor because it's Friday. Sleepover has now become sleepover. 5 girls sleepover in another girl's house.
It's normal in teenagers and college kids.
These are not even teenagers. These are now real ndume.
Okay.
They share the rooms. One room, 10 girls, 5. What do you do in this one room? Sleepover. Okay, sleepover. It is one of the things that has created society. But let's move on.
Let's go to Zimbabwe.
Let's come and slowly, people don't go away. We are now on it. We are now on it. Today, Biafra, we are going to tell Buhari what he deserves to be told. Don't be threatened. Buhari is about to go. There is nothing bigger than God. There is nothing bigger than those rats, rodents being sent to eat your sofa set. That was a message good for Buhari. You should have let the people of Igbo, the Biafra people, to go. That is my call tonight. And I'm going to say it. The Biafran people are killed, maimed every day. And I'm not going to keep quiet. Let's come to Zimbabwe.
And the country's economic crisis seems to not go.
Talk about Zimbabwe this afternoon at 1 p.m. sharp.
Oh, yes, there's
we
a
have
from Zimbabwe.
Yes, we have an independent MP live in the studio.
So maybe we should not spoil the broth.
We should not, in fact, Zimbabwe, let's not spoil the broth.
Yes.
Let's spare to ask this man candid questions.
About Zimbabwe.
Candid. Hakuna mchezo na yeye leo kwa studio. We are going to ask candid questions. The way forward. Don't tell a story. The way forward. We want to know from him. He's the only independent MP who won a seat.
Oh, he's a member of parliament.
Yes, and accepted the elections. Why is Chamisa not accepting the elections? Those are the questions. We keep them coming. Rutiso, Max, Rutiso, from wherever you are, keep it coming.
Yes, so
it's going to be hot. Yes. Now we jump to Sudan, Khartoum.
And the latest is that the head of Sudan's ruling military council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, has sacked the country's acting prosecutor general. And this is the reason. Correspondents say Al-Walid Sayed Ahmed appears to have angered the military generals by publicly stating that he would not accept any interference with his work. So he was telling the military, whatever you're doing, just do it. But when it comes to my office as the public prosecutor, I do not want any interference. My institution is supposed to be independent. And the military junta do not like that.
Thank you. I told you. All these things that Miriam is talking about, I told you this week that it was. That one day the military is not going to behave the same way they have behaved. The military are everywhere in the world, whether United States Army, Navy, SEAL, Air Force, whether British Army, SEAL, Navy, Air Force, whether special forces in Britain, the military behaves with sense of direction. They cannot continue to engage you, a civilian, every day, especially when they came out of the barracks with an aim to remove one, Bashir, to retain two, the integrity of Sudan, three, the national security interest, regional security interest. Planes are not flying into Khartoum. The country is losing millions and millions of dollars because the regional trade is not being conducted. You can't expect the military to sit, watch you, do the things that you have been doing when you have achieved your aim by removing Bashir. The demonstrators must have a timetable. Democracy must have a timetable of beginning and an end.
Now they have an evening timetable. They protest at night. Is that better? During the day, maybe they can go to work.
So why do you go and become night wizards?
Why are you giving them another name? They're protesting at night.
They are night wizards.
Also, the protest leaders are refusing to restart talks aimed at restoring democracy until Sudan's military leaders agree to the setting up of an independent committee to investigate the killings that happened on June 3rd. So they refuse to go back to the table, the protesters.
You can then do what? The military have captured the power. What will you do? Stupid. That's stupidity. What will you do? These men have power. These men have a right to sack now. Agree and talk to them slowly. Persuade them. Persuade them. All this I blame African Union. African Union give Peace and Security Committee, where Kenya is involved, should have not surrendered Sudan yet. They should have engaged Sudan and allowed to go in to make sure that they protect the demonstrators. By engaging the military, they were going to protect the demonstrators. Now you see, you have left the military, you have banned them, you have told them politically, internationally, we don't like you. You can't go there to persuade them again. Have you seen?
Yes, and responding to the to the protesters, the Deputy Chief of Sudan's ruling military council, Mr. Hemedi or Dagalo, said Thursday that the
Daglo.
It's Dagalo.
Where is he?
It's not here, but it said that on Thursday the military has identified.
Lieutenant General Duglo.
Yes.
In Sudan it's called Duglo. That is the one you have to watch.
So he said that the military has identified the perpetrators of the violent dispersal of the pro-democracy sit-ins earlier this month, but said he wouldn't reveal their identities because of the ongoing investigation. So he is purporting, apparently, the military is investigating themselves.
No, not purporting. It's true.
I don't trust him.
You better trust Duglo.
I cannot trust him.
No, Duglo has been my friend since 1996. Look at me, I'm telling you.
Head of Janjaweed?
Yes.
I'm not trusting that.
Come on. Duglo is a very good guy. He's a very good understanding man, gentleman. He can handle the situation of Sudan very, very nicely. I am telling you.
I think he's very biased.
He's not.
And his tension.
He's the only one who brought sense.
His intentions.
Listen, he's the only one who brought sense in Khartoum.
By killing people?
No, he never killed the people.
On 3rd of June?
When he arrived, Khartoum came to senses.
40 bodies were retrieved from River Nile.
Yes.
That were bullet-free.
A revolution has timetable. A revolution has people to die.
Yes.
You are not even industrial revolution. Some people lost shops.
Yes.
Agricultural revolution, people lost farms.
So there has to be some casualties.
Oh!
But now also something interesting, Doctor.
Yes.
An aide of the military was met with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, and pictures of the Sudanese special envoy were on Twitter, and both sides did not give the details of the meeting. Now you see why I'm very skeptical.
Where?
They met with Buhari yesterday. The military junta sent their aide there to meet with Buhari after meeting with the Eritrea.
Because Buhari...
This country, why are they not meeting with Kenya now? I want them to meet Kenya with President Uhuru.
Buhari knows where he came from. Jaburi. Don't forget, the Nigerians are saying there is a new man in Abuja who was not the real Buhari.
Hold on. I've forgotten. So
Nigerians are saying that I am being honest. So the brother from Sudan has gone to meet him to seek advice
from his people
on what to do. Because the Jabril who is in Sudan, in Nigeria, is a cloned Jabril from Sudan.
Come on.
So thank you very much. That good understanding militarily is not bad. Buhari has been both a military ruler and a civilian ruler.
But
maybe they're on a serious note. Why, Miriam, why they are going there? Why they are not coming to Kenya? Can I tell you what?
Why?
Kenya is a member of AU Security Council. It is the same Kenya that slammed the embargo, and they said until they change to civilian rule, we are not going to talk to them.
So it's a protest.
So Kenya is doing other work. Mr. President Uhuru Kenyatta is a very good Pan-African.
Are they not going to Sudan? I mean, Uganda then for President?
Uganda and Sudan? You don't know.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
You have forgotten that Khartoum supported LRA against Uganda. So Museveni also has a history and a bond to crack with
Sudan.
And he's happy that Bashir is gone. But he has got a shocker that Duglo is still alive.
But no.
Because, honestly, look at what I'm telling you. Duglo is alive. And Duglo is the only match for Museveni in Kampala.
They had a run.
Shake my hand.
In Kampala?
No, it's the only match in this region now. So leave it there. We don't want to go into more details, but there is something.
No, the countries that the Sudan junta is choosing to engage with, Eritrea, Egypt, and now
Saudi Arabia.
Now Nigeria, especially here in Africa.
Eritrea, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, all of them are butchering agencies.
Why not?
Butchering agencies. Yeah. Have you seen what UN has recommended for Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
All of them are killers. The killer country. A killer country, Eritrea kills.
It does.
Yes, Eritrea supports Al-Shabaab. You know, Africans don't talk. And they keep quiet. They were being maimed here. Where do these boys, where do they go? The drones are looking for them. Where do they go? Where do they get the new arms, the new uniforms? Where are they getting it? Africa, you don't talk. Me, I talk.
Well, we are talking now.
Yeah. Where are they getting these arms? We have been killed in Somalia, Al-Shabaab.
So now,
where do these people get the arms?
From there. So now you'll understand why the protesters are worried with these people that the military is engaging. They're saying, oh no, why are you, these people you're visiting, we're not very comfortable having them interfere with our democracy over here.
Because the thing is coming there. Why Eritrea is running to Khartoum to make sure that Khartoum crushes the protest. Because if you keep that protest, you saw flags during that time, flags of Eritrea, saying
you're next.
Yaki.
Yes.
There is now Twitter, hashtag Yaki. Yaki.
Okay.
Let's go
to South Sudan.
Let's go for Eritrea. Let me mock him. Afeki, the silent man, the man who used to be in Hadibare, Islington. Liberate your people, yaki.
I don't think, the internet in that country is so slow that you don't even bother to even go to the internet. So I don't think you'll be able to.
No, but they have brought. It is working. The Americans have given them short-range satellites. Yaki. I am very pleased now. Because when you tell a brother, I have talked about Eritrea here. The people who die most in the Mediterranean Sea, 3/4 of them 5 years ago were Eritreans.
Yes. And West Africa.
Nowadays, West Africa has taken over.
But Eritrea still.
Eritrea still has the most beautiful people on the continent, the most handsome people, hard-working people. Wherever they go, they have hotels. They make here, they go in the industry, tourism. In Juba, you see Eritreans with 7 hotels. Very good men. One of them used to house us during the peace talks in Uganda and the LRA rebels. He's a very good guy. We stay in London together. When he noticed that isn't it you? We became very good friends. Eritrean, very good man.
They're good people.
They are very good people. The problem they have a very bad president.
Yeah, that is true.
They have a very bad president. Yaki. Hashtag Yaki.
Okay.
I am also calling on it today.
I'm sure he's heard you.
No, if he finds me near Simara.
There is so many
If I'm found near Simara, Miriam,
You'll be advantaged. They'll feed you through the piranhas.
Yes.
The same way Kim Jong-un fed one of the military people. But anyway, do we pause quickly too? Because I see our time is really going and we have to finish up, and so that we prepare for the other show for the guest who's coming.
Is it already 10? Yes. Let's quickly go through.
We have another 45 minutes. And please, our viewers from Zimbabwe, we have not ignored. It's because we have a special show just for you at around 1 with Doctor will be hosting another member of parliament from Zimbabwe. So we'll have
independent member of parliament from Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Our guest host, chief guest, our host today. We are going to ask, I am going to ask him candidly question.
The host or the guest?
I am the guest.
You're the guest.
I'm the host.
You're the host.
Yes.
Please. Have you taken your coffee or tea?
I took.
Okay, so he's what?
I miss your greetings in the morning.
So he's the guest.
I am the host.
He's the host. Good. And we'll have the guest from member of
from Zimbabwe all the way from Harare will be here live. So Zimbabweans prepare questions.
Please keep it here.
Keep it going. Prepare questions. We are going to ask him questions ranging from Jonathan Moyo, everything.
All the questions.
Yes, all the questions. They will be round. Miriam has prepared some.
Okay. But now I want us to just go quickly. I thought a lot of our viewers, they were asking, what time are we going to come to South Sudan? So now we're here. And do you know what
South Sudan?
Yes.
Yes.
Chaos erupted on Thursday morning at the Transitional National Legislative Assembly after members of parliament refused to give the Minister of Finance a chance to present the 2019-2020 fiscal year budget without accounting for the unpaid arrears of all civil servants.
There you are. And then the MPs said they will not listen to the reading of a new financial year budget if the ministry does not pay 6 months' salary or public service. My God!
Public servants, yes, 6 months.
6 months.
They closed down the ambassadors until the revelation from the World Bank.
And the man is paying $1.7 million
to
Reinberger.
Misplaced priorities.
Instead of just telling Matanga as a friend to lobby so that the tribunal does not come. When he paid Reinberger that money, he reinforced me to ask for the tribunal, and it is coming. The only solution for South Sudan, here we are, the only solution for South Sudan is an international tribunal.
But what is wrong even with the President Kiir? All that money the country is receiving from oil. Here, the other day...
2.3 billion.
No, 2.4 billion
dollars.
US dollars.
Received from oil.
Profit from
we have a problem.
Year. There's a problem, surely. And then you expect corruption not to thrive in such an environment. It's not possible. I just don't understand the leadership of South Sudan. President Kiir needs to review his priorities. The other day,
I've told you, Miriam, the only way we can go about it, let's just deliver South Sudan to the international tribunal.
And also the case of the harvesting of the organ, it has become something big now.
Next time, Maka, Togo and Ghana to stop killing and destroying our Biafran people living in the state, in them state, thanks for Austria.
So next time we talk about Togo and Ghana.
Yeah, they seem to be killing Biafrans also. I don't know why they hate this guy so much. Now South Sudan, the summary is, let them end. We have talked much. This war will not end. The political solution, the network, you cannot begin with peace politically and not beginning with peace from the bottom. The basic peace begins with the people. The people of South Sudan want accountability.
Yes.
Over 384,000 people died. You don't tell me that these things are quiet. They are there. People don't know where their relatives are. And you tell me you are going to tell them something that I don't know.
And then you show up in parliament, want you to read a budget, and yet your civil servants have not been paid for 6 months. Finance Minister Salvatore Garang, who was given the chance to present the new budget, was immediately met with a rebuke and noise as members of parliament stood up shouting and forcing the speaker, Lino Makana, to call off the sitting. So the budget reading did not even happen yesterday in South Sudan. and you can't even read a country's budget in parliament. That is very serious. It is very serious. All right, Nong Chu, what were you saying? You're saying, Miriam, if Dr. Matanga becomes a prophet, I'm sure I will start going to church. He's not afraid of African dictators. No, he's not becoming a prophet.
Who is saying that?
IPOB. That is Nong Chu. But thank you so much for watching this morning. IPOB Western Cape, you're saying yes, the man is as raucous, is not Buhari, but Jubril from Sudan, an imposter. And you say you're watching us from Cape Town. Thank you so much. Robert Mwakio, Asante, thank you so much for watching us this morning. And Austin Okuwidil Silas, you're saying, sir, I would like you to help us. Okay, we already talked about that. Togo and Ghana to stop killing Biafrans. So do we just move swiftly to Cameroon? And of course, this week we are looking at the week that was and the activities and the things that made headlines across different African countries. Of course, we've talked about Kenya, we've Zimbabwe. There will be a special show from 1 p.m. to talk about Zimbabwe, and we've looked at Sudan and South Sudan, and now we just moved to Cameroon. And of course, this week the Yaoundé Military Tribunal adjourned the case against detained Ambazonia leaders into July 9th, pending the delivery of a verdict in an appeal filed by the accused at the Court of Appeal of the Central Region. Now, the 10 accused separatist leaders, that is Ambazonia leaders, appeared in court on Wednesday for the first time after several months of boycott as their lawyers continued their resistance against the continuance of the case. So what these Ambazonian leaders are saying, we do not want, first of all, the setting of the court. The Yaoundé court wanted these proceedings to be in private, and the Ambazonia leaders are saying, no, we do not want our cases to be in private. We want it to be out in public. And also, can you use a language that we can actually understand? Because, you know, a lot of activity in Yaoundé, they use French as an official language, and no Ambazonians, they speak English. They are from the Anglophone, so it becomes a challenge even for them to express themselves. So they were saying, you know, the conditions in the court in which these proceedings are taking place are not very favorable for the Ambazonia leaders, and so the case has been adjourned. This year, I think it has been adjourned so many times, and now it was adjourned to July 9th. Pending the delivery of a verdict in appeal. And remember, these leaders are facing very serious charges, including sedition, that is inciting the public against the government, and also other charges that could attract a maximum prison and even some life penalty. So it's very serious charges there for Ambazonian leaders facing in the Yaoundé court in Cameroon.
Now, there is no court in Yaoundé. These people are Ambazonians. Try them in Ambazonia.
And why are they being tried
finished
in a military tribunal? They're not military.
They are not military. So finished.
The
people, Africa is silent. Africa is silent. This week we have been telling Africa to wake up, to talk about Cameroon and Ambazonia. They don't want to do it. The African people themselves. And I want to tell my Cameroonian people that I will not let you down. My Ambazonian people, I'm with you. I'm always with you. Change that format. Don't say revolution. Don't say we want our country back. Don't show international military, because it will change a lot of things. If you say you are fighting militarily, the international community will not listen to you. But just say you want your country back. That is your country. That was given resolution 1608 of the United Nations General Assembly, recommended that Ambazonia remains a state of its own. Ahijo and Paulo Biya have killed that country, helped by Nigeria, because Nigeria fears once Ambazonia gets a state, Biafra will get a state. That's it. That's it. Talk like an African and die like an African. Don't expect new challenges of dying like an Englishman that you prepare for. Have you seen an African who prepares for his grave? Show me one African who has dug a grave. Show me an African who has dug a grave and said, this is my grave, and he goes on it every morning. And I inspect it, that water should not be inside. Show me!
There was one here in Kenya, a man and a wife, that actually in their sitting room, they dug to graves so that when they die, they are buried in their home. And it was very spooky.
Miriam, I talk about some things that are taken seriously.
Yes,
yesterday I talked about a militia, about the people creating militias in political militia. You remember in Kenya? Now Governor Sonko of Nairobi is under the DCI. They are taking him down. He has got a private militia. Am I right?
Over city militia.
Yes. You have seen so many people creating people with t-shirts. I love this, that. Several meetings have been taking place. So DCI, thank you very much. You have listened.
Yeah, but also on that, you know, Nairobi, there was some sort of security that had come back. But nowadays, I even walk there, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
When you call me and I'm in the streets in CBD, I can't pick my phone because I don't know, somebody might, you know, well, it's still a safe place you can visit, but that is the truth. Under this leadership, there seems to be a runaway insecurity that has returned. You remember that time even ladies' wigs, those expensive, were being snatched from their heads. So these are things we have to talk about. And let's just see what the DCI will find out. He's under investigation, so we can...
Not only him, but many people.
Okay.
Many people, high-ranking Jubilee people, have got militias. They are quietly... Yes. You saw one a few days in Voi. Another one on Fika Road.
No, that should worry us.
It should worry people. And I wrote about it. You have seen on my speaking from the fence. Talking from the fence. For viewers who want to read more about Dr. Matsanga's work, these are the following. Pan-African Forum Limited, UK Limited, is a page. Go there. You will enjoy. The Legacy Trend is a page. Go there, you will enjoy. Talking from the Fence is a page. Enjoy. Very good, well-researched articles. Go to the radio, which is Punchline Africa, is Africa Punchline Radio, or whatever it is. What do we call it?
You're right.
Radio Punchline Africa.
Punchline Africa.
RPA. That is another page. Then come to this one, Master. We show it. Those pages are available. A lot of, I want to thank over 80 million people on my Pan-African Forum since 5-6 years ago who have followed through. Those students who have used some of my articles when I was struggling against ICC up to today. 8.6 million people. You are passing through my hands. May God hold you. Thank you. Let's move on.
No, still in Cameroon and Cantona, Eric, you're saying Cameroon is a failed country, Miriam. They have borrowed money from countries to finance war against Ambazonians. Now they can't pay their football players who are demanding for their bonuses 40 million francs. As we speak, their players are still in Yaoundé, refusing to go to Egypt. But also just over the week, the Deputy Director of the International Red Cross Africa has called for more support from the international community to victims of the crisis in the northwest and southwest regions. That is the Amazonia region, because Red Cross too at that place, and they said the situation there is very dire. And now you hear such information from Cameroon. They can't even pay their players. And you know, Cameroon is one of the teams that really flourishes, and it's a star in Africa, one of the best teams when it comes to African football. And there you are. And remember the video of the finance minister was found burning money? You remember just
I told you,
ago? Yes.
Cameroon is a failed state. Let's agree. Paul Biya has killed this country, and that country will not rise from the shelves until there is a two-state discussion for separation. Then Cameroon will rise up as an independent state, and Amazonia will rise up as an independent state. Less than that, sorry, there is nothing much to tell us. Let the people of Amazonia go. You have killed them enough.
Pascal Ochul or Warrior saying, Doctor, you look to be having good health. Are you eating well?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looked after by the person you see next on the right.
No.
She has said no. She has told me no Coca-Cola.
Just that. Just Coca-Cola.
Why do you think I have leprosy or what?
No. Because if I was looking after you, that would not be very nice. That is not my...
I would have a problem.
Yes, there's somebody looking after him.
No, I am looking after myself. If Miriam has refused to accept that, she told me.
I was just
she
worried
told me.
about the Coke.
She said, "Don't drink any Coca-Cola."
Wow. Maybe,
and I banned the Coca-Cola.
Maybe in moderation, because you were really downing those cans.
Downing?
Yes.
You have used a very dangerous word, downing.
You're downing the cans, and I became very...
Where? Here on the show?
Even on the show, you put it on the...
But now we are using a microphone.
So every time I peep on the copy, that's Coke. What are you doing? So now Daisy changed. He's back to tea. So all of us, we do...
Pascal Okulu Oro. You can see Owo.
Owo.
My brother from where you came to Kenya, but you left us the other side. Yes, Nyekorach is looking very fantastic. Warmly. Yes. And another thing is that when you have Miriam, a good blood that has good, even some of these smaller things go away quickly.
Okay. That's very good. And that's
one of these days you better bring a healthy program.
All right.
Why don't you change a bit?
Change
and bring that healthy program of 45 minutes.
Okay.
It seems you can. No, honestly. Since you are like that,
what do you mean?
We can agree.
We can agree.
I don't want to go to a trainer who is heavy.
I'm not a health expert.
An instructor. There are instructors who are very heavy. So you ask instructor, but you are telling us to reduce weight.
Yeah, but you're heavy.
But your buttocks are bigger than ourselves.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, you just change your eating habits.
Why don't you introduce a program?
You take very few carbohydrates in the evening when you go have early dinner. Make sure a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Gonga.
You eat fruits 1 hour before your dinner, and then you have water half an hour after your dinner. That's how I eat.
You hear that? Thank you, Mr. Pascal. Pascal Owor.
But anyway, that is for another day. Now do we just move to Uganda?
It is like this system is having problem somehow. Yes. You see now, those people have started. As soon as Mr. Rising Africa came in, our system started having a problem. Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
Africa Rising thing.
Yes, I've been watching. We have been hitting over 80, 90.
Yes.
He came in watching someone, and the system started. Have you seen this man has just said, you see, it started here now. Austin Okwidi, Silas, what do you see there?
Sorry, and maybe our production will look at
maybe the hacker, whoever is trying to hack our system, is hacking it through one of the because it has been very steady. I would tell you why.
Okay.
It has been steady, and it is being hacked through one of our viewers. Last night I discovered there are people who have formed a group without my notes, and they have linked this television to Kameme Radio. Radio Kameme, everything. When you click in, punchline is Kameme. So there's something that we shall discover very soon.
Okay.
I'll tell you offline. There's something wrong here. Okay. But don't worry, thank you very much. Tell us the problem. What is the problem? Maybe the man can, Austin, tell us the system. How are you not receiving us well?
Or is it the audio?
Is it the audio?
Let us know so that if it's something our production can rectify, then we can do it very, very quickly. Thank you so much. And okay, now let's move to Uganda because we still have to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries. And Somalia, we have to talk about.
We can postpone some for Sunday.
Come on. All right. We'll just do our best.
Let's do Nigeria now.
We do. Yes, we do. Yes. We have 7.
Biafra.
Biafra. And of course, before you come to Biafra, this week, what happened in Nigeria, 30 people were killed. Boko Haram killed 30 people. And of course, investigation over the disappearance of $22,000 from a zoo. They had said a gorilla ate it, but then it came out that it has been stolen by armed robbers. The corruption levels in Nigeria there is very worrying. But now let's get back to Biafra. and one of our viewers here had yes. One of our viewers here earlier. Okay, you're saying King Sol Maloke, you're saying punchline. Are you aware that Mieti Allah and Fulanis under Abba Kyari are bringing war to Biafra land, but Biafrans are ready to take up with them? Just to put a word on notice, I don't know who these people are, but he's saying there are people here who are targeting a Biafra and that seems to be taking the war to Biafra land.
Somebody has told us that the images are different from the voice.
I think that is a production thing.
Production, check on that.
Yes.
You got it. It's okay.
The system is okay.
The system is okay.
Maybe the internet on their side, yes. That is
wherever you are, maybe your internet, Mr. Ngon Chum is one of our viewers every day.
Yes, no,
so,
thank you.
Ngon Chum, yes. There is a difference today between the images and the voice.
One of them is coming a bit late. The slowness. I mean, yeah. Well, they're trying.
Is it slow on your side? Because that is how our things have been hacked. I'm telling you. The hacker comes through one of the viewers, and they have hacked us and left us there. As soon as that viewer comes in on the screen, the numbers start dwindling. Have you seen? We have been hitting 8 above.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We don't care, but we shall keep on, whether it is Paul Biya, Buhari, whoever is trying to get involved, it is showing your video after talking.
It happens sometimes when you even go to rewatch the shows. Yes, but normally...
No, it should not be that way. It should not be that way. Correct something there, production.
Yes, let the production look at what the problem...
Thank you. As the production looks after what is happening, we want Biafra. Nigeria. A zoo has got guards. The guards guard the gorilla. So to say a gorilla took 22 was just a sense of humor. $22,000.
That's a very expensive.
Yes, a gorilla. So it is this man who guarded the gorilla who took the money.
The zoo guys.
They should have just come and say we wanted 2.2 million shillings. No. We got it.
And now they say the armed robbers came and they took.
Then why did they tell conflicting stories?
Interesting.
So thank you very much, viewers. Thank you on that one on Nigeria. We have done several programs. On Sunday, we are doing a special program on Nigeria only. Sunday, 2 p.m., Biafra. And all Biafran friends, get ready. We want to go. All the radio stations in Nigeria, open up. That's the only way to beat Buhari. We have beaten him. We shall talk from Nairobi, and the Nigerians, Biafrans will hear. Mr. Buhari, there is no way you can defeat us. You know my voice, I was told yesterday, I was called from a state of Enugu. And somebody said, thank you very much. Loud and clear. That is what we call information technology now. Loud and clear. We shall change Africa. Africa is not going to be the same. Never. Nigerians on Sunday, 2 p.m., open your radio stations before the football starts in Egypt.
What time is the opening ceremony?
Today.
It's today in the evening?
Yes.
All right, I'll think.
Amina Mohammed is already there, the Minister of Sports. And I believe His Excellency the President will be there in Egypt tomorrow. We shall all celebrate Kenya. We shall all support Kenya. We shall all stand by all African. I'm a Pan-African. I am going to go downtown to buy my jerseys, if I can find them, for Kenya tomorrow.
Just go to the Nairobi Sports House. You'll find the jerseys.
They have no size.
They do have. Go in town, the CBD. They have.
I don't have the size.
They have your size.
Miriam let me down.
I don't sell clothes. I don't know what you're talking about. But here's the thing. So today the opening ceremony started because now I need to rearrange my evening. Because today is Friday. I normally watch wrestling from 9.
Look at her.
I have to make more.
She watches things which are so deadly.
And I have to fix even the football into my schedule. I need to be home very early and just make more snacks. But anyway.
On Sunday, Biafra.
Yes.
Biafra people, 2 p.m. East African time. Stand by. Open the radio. Open all the radio stations. I want to thank all the radio station managers across that country. Those who have always stood by me. Those who have always found a sense of humor. Those who have always agreed to be with me up to Jerusalem. Stand up. Let's organize Africa. We shall talk about Nigeria, Biafra. We shall talk about Biafra. The people dying there. We cannot show you the videos here because of the policy of the government where we are. We don't show videos, videos on TV. But there's killings are taking place in Nigeria. And we have to be very honest, talk about them all the time, throughout, until we come to a conclusion. Thank you.
All right, so maybe we just do Uganda and Somalia because I think you've talked about Egypt and Libya quite this week because
I think I am more attracted to the question of that Africa League, Arab League.
Yes, in Somalia.
Can we say?
But also we can connect it because here, listen. Officials from the National Independent Electoral Commission of Somalia and other critical government agencies in election planning and management are in Uganda to pick lessons from Uganda on electoral security, dispute resolution, and how to organize free and fair elections. I don't even know why I find this very funny. So they're there to pick lessons on free and fair elections, Somalis in Uganda. So let's just go to Somali. I find it to be so hilarious that I was just doing this news smiling to myself and I said, you know what? I want to hear doctors' thoughts on this. Our IBC must be very terrible.
No, it is, to be very honest, yes. The relationship between Kenya and Somalia, it is at the lowest.
Okay. So I guess Uganda is just looking after their brothers. Yes. That is okay. Yes. So we just go to Somalia, where the diplomatic standoff between Somalia and Kenya appears to have taken an interesting turn. This is after the Arab Parliament cautioned the country against meddling with matters to do with Somalia.
You see? The matter that would have been solved. Because some Kenyans want money too much. See what they have done. You see what they have done to this country. They have killed this country because they want money. This matter of the border would have been solved. And if we are not careful, this is the beginning of why Africa becomes a turmoil.
When you hear such bodies coming in and giving their views. Because
and when you tell me that Somalia has gone to Uganda to see what?
Oh, that is so hilarious. The officials of
Somalia Electoral Commission
to pick lessons from Uganda on electoral security, dispute resolution, to organize a free and fair election.
They should have come to me on dispute. Yes.
Resolution.
On dispute resolution.
The way they resolute with basically the streets.
No, Kenya. No. Era and Museveni.
No, dispute resolution in elections.
Oh yeah.
Because they're there for the electoral.
If there are certain ballot papers that have not reached
since the
last election, you know Kenya is the focal point, and we've lost it. Someone in Kenya in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must work hard. I don't want to name who, but they must work hard to pull up their socks, to make sure that we don't go into headlines the way we are. Have you seen now?
Yes.
That the Arab League is warning us.
Yes. Yeah, through the Somali Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Arab Parliament said Kenya should keep off the territorial boundaries, which have been the subject of a diplomatic standoff between the two countries. So Kenya, the Arab League, unanimously came out and told Kenya, now you need to just keep off these territorial boundaries. Why are they involved in these two countries? Because I think this is a matter between Kenya and Somalia. So why are they even finding it necessary to bring in? Because when other third parties are involved, now it becomes a problem. And we've been mentioning here some countries have been involved, and which has made this problem escalate because they could not let Kenya and Somalia just solve this matter. And now when a body like the Arab League, which is very important, comes in and gives their voice on this, where does this leave Kenya? And remember earlier in the year, Foreign Affairs CS, Monica Juma, said the government was waiting for a response that meets the minimum threshold from the Somali government over the disputed oil blocks in the Indian Ocean. And also Juma said that though Somalia had issued a statement disputing the claims raised, it was clear they did not deny the existence of the map. So Somalia did not deny the existence of the map that Kenya is using. Yeah? That depicts the blocks are in Kenyan territory. They did not dispute that part.
Let me tell you, the more she goes on talking about this without other people, the worse it becomes.
The CS now.
Yes. This thing here needs an international outburst. We need to now tell the truth. We have helped these brothers in Somalia, but they have not helped us. Back, they took us to ICJ. What they are doing to Kenya, they can do it to Uganda. We were the first people to go to their rescue. Ugandan troops, my brothers and sisters, have died there. We helped them stabilize to bring that semblance of AMISOM. They are never grateful. They are always on Somali nationalism is rising up against even the very people that helped them. The truth is this. Let's now tuchangane huko mbele. Nakwambia hakuna mambo ya kurudi na watu hii kucheza na hawa. Tuchangane mbele internationally. This thing is going to bring a big problem in the region. The quicker we do it, the better for Kenya. For you to tell me Somalia is doing an IEBC benchmark.
I knew you'll be surprised.
I am surprised. If the votes, the last electoral commission,
some votes have been
the ballot papers have not reached the polling station. Then you tell me you are going to do a benchmark where?
Actually, they're there for 1 week training.
Africa.
In Uganda.
Oh, Africa. Oh, Africa. Oh, Africa. Oh, nipendi. Can you do that for me now?
In fact, I
will.
Yeah, we need that song to just.
Oh, Africa. Oh, Africa. Oh, tupendi. Let me send it to you, man. We need that song. And I want many African people watching me now as we wait today to interview the MP, the independent MP from Zimbabwe. We might change time because he might not be here in time.
So what time?
We can change the time to 2 o'clock.
Okay, that's fair.
2 p.m.
It will also give you time to just
for him time to arrive and plan.
Okay.
So can you change the flyer to 2 o'clock?
Okay.
Yeah, send it over here.
Is the music ready?
The music, is it ready? Oh, Africa.
Yes.
Oh, Africa. Oh, nipendi. I think, Miriam, today you know what makes me happy. That Uganda is doing what?
He's tipping Somalia on electoral security ahead of 2022 general elections. Is the song playing? All right. I don't know what kind of signal we're getting there from up.
Thank you very much with that tune.
It's lovely.
A lovely tune.
It's lovely.
From Africa for Africa with Africa.
Completely.
Miriam,
yes.
You made it work today. Miracle. We picked up ourselves. We are happy today with what we have done for Africa. And we shall continue. That tune simply tells you about Africa. Our next guest will be from Africa. He's an independent member of parliament of
from Zimbabwe.
We want to ask him many questions about Zimbabwe and the way forward. We don't take any prisoners. We stand by our word and we candidly ask these sharp questions. We want to know the real situation on ground, on Zimbabwe.
Right now, the nurses are
on strike,
and other. And there, I was reading also a report this morning. One of Zimbabwe university, one of the leading universities in Zimbabwe, is actually now saying, now because you cannot pay us, then allow the institution to only run 2 days a week. 2 days a week.
You see, when we reach that situation, the guest coming has been there. He saw me for a long time laboring to get Zimbabwe out of the whims of international sanctions. The guest coming is someone we must listened to. I call upon Zimbabweans to stand up and check the time. They themselves watch, ask your questions. Our phone will be open. +254 795 638 145 Nairobi, Kenya.
Yes, indeed. That is going to be a very interesting show. So anyway, yes, it was University of Zimbabwe who they've written to the country academics that they're saying, you know what, allow us to only work 2 days a week because they've not been paid. And the inflation of that country right now is about 97.7%. 0.85%. So life is very difficult. Inflation is at 97.85%. That is ridiculous. So I hope he can shed some light in what is really going on in Zimbabwe. But also, Doctor, I know we are about to leave, but we cannot leave by talking about what made headlines across Africa and that took a word with shock, the death of former President Mohamed Morsi of Egypt. And right now, the president, Turkey president, is really taking it very personal with the leadership of Al-Sisi, saying he is responsible for the death of Morsi.
Yes.
And he should be held accountable.
Yes. I never liked Morsi myself, and I've got to confess.
Yes, I know he was not a very nice person.
The type of treatment that Egypt gave Morsi while he was in prison is human. Inhuman. He should have been allowed medicine, should have been given conditions of democracy. Egypt cannot preach to us as African Union to be united when Egypt is mutilating Africa. As we speak today, Libya is burning. The African Union Secretary is saying he cannot solve the issue militarily. It can be solved by what? He has allowed, the French have allowed General Haftar, whatever you call him,
yes,
a butcher, a terrorist, to go and butcher the government in Tripoli. I am not part of that game. I'm sorry, that great song will be played at the beginning. I've been informed that we have 2 guests. One is from Zimbabwe. The second one is the son of the first president of the Republic of Zambia, Calvin Kaunda.
Oh my goodness.
So this, don't go away. 2 p.m. I am going to do turn by turn. 2 p.m. Zimbabwe, 3 p.m. Kaunda.
That's lovely.
Africa is hot. Hey, Punchline Africa TV always surprises people. Don't go away. I wish the studio had
bigger space.
We'll
make it work.
We'll make it work.
Yes, you're very creative. Now this is where we need the DIY techniques.
On the third
table. You have to make it work.
Today.
You have to figure out something. You're creative. So
all our chairs, where did they go?
We cannot put all our business out there. We'll talk about it after.
Thank you very much. Miriam says, don't try it. Let it work.
He'll make it work. Yes. So I think we need to say our bye so that we can prepare for the afternoon shows now. I know, of course, in Egypt, as I was saying, Egyptian foreign minister has hit back after Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan suggested on Wednesday that Egypt's ousted President Mohamed Morsi has been murdered, and Mr. Erdogan also threatened to raise the issue at G20 meeting in Japan later this month. In a statement, Samir Shukri called the comments irresponsible and said that Egypt was ready to confront any threats, even these hollow ones. And of course, Mr. Morsi overthrew Mr. Morsi, overthrown in a coup in 2013 after 1 year in office, collapsed in a courtroom on Monday when his hearing was still in proceedings. So we just want to take a short break, and so when we come back at 2 p.m. we have our show. Hopefully you're watching us. So for now, I think I'll say bye-bye and let's see you at 2 p.m.